Alright, this is a quick video response to my good buddy MichaelBTheGameGenie, who has triumphantly returned to YouTube, hopefully to stay. So, he put out a video that was basically a runoff of another YouTuber who I haven't seen in a very long time, EdT1138, I believe his name is. You'll find the link down below for both MichaelBTheGameGenie's video and also EdT1138's channel. I haven't seen him in forever, so So he actually mentioned something that I hadn't heard of in a very long time, which was Top 3 Tuesday, which is basically what Ed was doing. Was he was going through and doing like a top 3 video every Tuesday, top 3 games, and it'd be different themes every single Tuesday, which was really cool. So MichaelBTheGameGenie decided to bring this back, and I don't know if he's going to stick with it. Hopefully he does, because it'd be really cool, and I'd love to continue doing videos like this, because you know, it's just fun to talk about games with the community, and you know, Mike really stressed community in his video, and you know, I really I met MichaelBTheGameGenie through YouTube, and you know, some of the other guys he mentioned, like Mr. Dude 206, Weekend Game Guy, you know, all those guys are awesome, and you know, I've talked with them online. They're really good guys. They've helped me out with projects that I've done on my channel too, so you know, show them some love, definitely, because they've been at this for probably a little longer than I have, and you know, they put out some, when they do put out content, it's always really enjoyable to watch and subscribe to their channel, so check them out. But I wanted to do a top 3 video based on what Mike did, and Mike wanted us to do video responses for Top 3 Tuesday, and the games he chose for Top 3 Tuesday are top 3 bad games that you enjoy. You know, I don't own a lot of really bad games. This is a really hard list for me to pull from. I have a couple nostalgic games that I play that like everybody's gonna pick. You know, like Fester's Quest, Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout, like those type of games. But what I wanted to do is pick 3 games which got bad reviews, didn't really pan out that well. Most people don't really like them. But these are 3 games that I picked that I actually really enjoy, despite the fact that they're not the best games. So here's my top 3, starting with the first game.
Number 1.
Bad Street Brawler for the NES.
God, this game is so bad. Where do I start? Well, how about that title screen? Boy, that's something, huh? A lot of people have commented that this character looks like Duke Nukem. Would you believe his name is actually Duke Davis? Weird coincidence. It's an action game where Duke travels from stage to stage, learning moves like the trip? No, that's the tickle. I mean, come on, look at that. The music is your standard sock hop 50s rock and roll. It fits, I suppose. I really can't explain why I like this game. I think it's just totally ridiculous in every aspect, and since I have a pretty goofy sense of humor, I just feel like this is one of those so bad it's good kind of games. I break it out every once in a while to remind myself of all the ridiculous catchphrases, such as, never trouble trouble till trouble troubles you. What does that even mean? The control and hit detection is sloppy, and you could basically run past almost all the enemies until you hit certain checkpoints where you have to take out the enemies. You beat up punk rockers, gorillas, and circus midgets, or little people? Is it Circus Little People? I don't even know. I can't believe I own this one. Approximate current price range between $7 and $10. Number 2.
Turok Rage Wars for the Game Boy Color.
When Game Boy games got converted from their console counterparts, lots of things had to be downgraded. The Turok franchise has had a Game Boy release coincide with every single release back in the day, from Turok 1 all the way to today's mentioned game, Turok Rage Wars. While the first 2 games are fairly similar, I feel that 3 and Rage Wars are probably the most playable and enjoyable despite being labeled as bad games. Playing as Turok, you can immediately switch between a knife and a bow before taking on all sorts of dinosaurs, plants, and bees? Yes, bees. Although to be fair, if I saw a bee that big, I'd be intimidated too. Oh, behave. Okay, no more B jokes. One thing that people complain about is that the enemies come fast and out of nowhere, and due to the slippery movement, it's hard to get away. There's also these top-down levels which are agonizingly slow. I think a big part of why I love this game is the fantastic music by Alberto Jose Gonzalez, who has done all the Game Boy and Game Boy Color Turok games, as well as many more memorable soundtracks in video games. You can equip shields if you find them, as well as level up your weapons. This raft level is a real pain, as you barely have room to move, and there's no continues in this game, so don't plan on blowing through this one in one playthrough. Tough as nails for sure, but I really do enjoy Turok Rage Wars for the Game Boy Color. Approximate current price range between $3 and $5. Number 3.
Socket for the Sega Genesis.
Ugh, I'm gonna throw up. Not from Socket, the game itself, but from this title screen. How nauseating. Anyways, Socket is a Sonic the Hedgehog clone on the Genesis that tries to deliver a similar experience but ultimately comes up short. But regardless, I really enjoy playing it. Socket is an electric duck who powers himself up at the beginning of each level. As you attack, move, and get hit, the power bar will go down. You can collect lightning bolt icons to raise the bar back up, but if you hit a low point of energy, the most obnoxious noise begins to play. There's 3 types of levels. High-speed areas which go by fast and don't require a lot of exploring, athletic levels that allow Socket to focus on intense platforming challenges, and labyrinth levels that encourage exploring to find secrets in a maze-like level. The story of the game is simple. You play as Socket the Duck, who's trying to stop the Time Dominator from stealing treasure from the past. Now I get the clocks. Using your time machine, Socket hops from area to area to defeat this evil, coyote? Wolf? I don't know. That guy. The controls are kind of a mixed bag. I personally feel like they handle okay, but many people complain that Socket feels too slippery. Whereas Sonic allowed one more freedom to explore, Socket relies more on leaps of faith, and level design is a bit of a mess too, and it's pretty easy to get lost. You may feel that you're stuck trying to get up ramps as well. The physics just don't feel as tight, and while I agree with the critics on this one, I still really love playing it. I feel like the game presents enough challenge to not be overkill, but I also enjoy getting lost in the levels and having to figure out where to go next. I also really love the soundtrack to this game as well, the music being funky, yet laid back. Approximate current price range between $5 and $13.
Not really a top 3 list, but it's more just 3 random games that I like, despite the fact that a lot of people don't like them or that they're considered bad games. But I'm interested in what you think about not only these games, but also this top 3 list. Give us your own top 3 list down below. Let me know in the comments what your top 3 bad games that you enjoy. And I look forward to seeing and responding to all of those. If you want to do a video comment as well, make your own video very similar to the way that I did for MichaelBTheGameGenie, and leave that video in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and stay subscribed to the channel for more content.